Alrighty, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Racers Elite Network. Bringing you guys all the action from the Talladega Super Speedway here tonight. 2.5 mile, a little over 2.5 mile course. Ron Powers and Mike Taylor will be bringing the action tonight. Mike, a little bit behind here, is heading out to get some grub for the evening, and uh, glad to be back here with the Racers Elite Network. Thanks to our wonderful friend Andrew Tuft, going to allow us to come back on board again. Glad to be here with everybody, all the great fans here that's been tuning in here recently. I believe 33 concurrent viewers. So thanks everybody for tuning in, checking us out. We've got a packed pit area here tonight, maybe a little less stellar than what is anticipated. Still a few more minutes here, about 7.5 minutes to get people brought in here to the racetrack. If you have any issues tonight as far as volume goes, please feel free to let me know. I am monitoring the live chat as well as running the controls here. Looks like weather going to be 68 degrees, ambient air temperature 67% humidity, partly cloudy a little bit. It's a little overcast. 3-mile-an-hour wind gusts should not play too big of a role in the aerodynamics and downforce of these cars, the Xfinity cars tonight, nonetheless. So we got Chevy Camaros and Ford Mustangs here tonight. Looks like a lone Toyota Supra. Nope, got two Toyota Supras. Got a pair here. Going to run throughout the course of tonight's event. And yes, Dega Baby is right. Checking in on the YouTube chat. There's Beta. I'm not going to try to butcher the last slab, but thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you as we roll through our course of events tonight. But it looks like track temperature is 80 degrees. So a little bit, getting a little warm here. So keep those Dr. Feelgoods, those good years on the racetrack a little warm. We'll see if that plays out through the night as well. So great race coming up here. Very shortly, it's 6.5 minutes left, and looking at about 22 competitors checked in so far as they work through final practice here tonight. We'll go ahead and drop the tower up here. We'll show you your best times in final practice here. We'll give the countdown timer as well. And of course, these being qualifying or practice times, and they are probably grouped up. Some great packs here as they try to work their way around. See if we can get a little bit of pre-qualifying action on screen here. This is the 52 and the 19. The 19 of Cody Bonelli and the 52 of David Kimmons here in practice working together. And the 19 is not going to give. He's going to give that up. They're going to do a pit entrance run. So coming down pit road there, and you got another pack of 4 working together. I believe maybe Curtis Ecker is not one of those. Ira Kohlhaas is working in that pack. And number 29, and this is Lieutenant Kirby Wainscott right in front of him as you see them bounce up the board is the 79 of Justin Neal. And he is right at the tail end of that pack. So it gives you an idea of what they're going to do draft-wise. Right now, fast time on the board in final practice is going to be Jonathan Stidham. That is a quick practice time of 50.680. However, he will need some help able to do that in qualifying, I believe. So we may be looking at 51.9s, 52-second qualifying times when we get into qualifying trim here. In about 4.5 minutes, they'll get ready to qualify and lay down some laps here to line up their positions in today's racing action. So it should be quite the battle here. Talladega, always a great race. 75 laps is the distance in today's race. Some quick little tidbits here. We've got a couple of season champions and a lot of really great talent here, previous season returners this season as well. I believe Kyle Hess is a season returning driver. Steven Luttrell also back. Truth Hoke also back in the 55. Curtis Ecker returns in the 8. Kirby Wainscott in the 10. Brandon Massey in the 9 will return in debut in today's race, as well as Jesse Fox in the 69 is back. David Davis is 777, I believe, a newcomer. As Andrew Tuft in the 98, the guy that's man in charge of everything here. Locked and loaded, ready to kick tonight's racing action off here as we roll forward in this one. Very shortly with 3 minutes and 28 seconds left in our final practice. Once again, we thank everybody for tuning in on the Racers Elite Network. Here for the Racers Elite iRacing Series. Tonight's the Xfinity cars at Talladega. Once again, Ron Piles bringing you guys the action here. And once again, Mike Taylor will join me as soon as he can. So if there's any issues along the stream wise, feel free to let me know. I am doing this for the first time on this PC, so hopefully, it doesn't go without issues. So I can work on some stuff, hopefully, if I need to. But we're in it for the haul here, and we're ready to get today's race underway. And here we got 2.5 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and get opening ceremonies done here in case they decide to go fast on us. We'll go with the playing of the national anthem. We'll be right back with hopefully qualifying action here from Talladega Superspeedway. So please rise, remove your hats, place your hands over your hearts. We honor our nation's colors with the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. Alrighty, welcome back here. Practice is concluded. We are ready to go qualifying action here at the Talladega Superspeedway for the season opener for Racers Elite Network. And it is yet to be a great voice. It's great to be back. My voice was excellent. Was a little off kilter last week and had to miss the preseason race. Bummer on my end, I know, but I'm glad to be back. That's like a 98% return. But qualifying is underway. We're gonna keep an eye on the drivers. They're gonna have issues here. We'll get one started. Want to see who's qualifying laps. You're gonna go ill-advised, but here we go. Qualifying underway. Drivers trying to lay down the fastest time. Best of 2 laps, I believe. So we got about 10 minutes to do so. So they're going to lose a little bit of that getting that warm-up lap done. A lot of drivers to qualify here. We'll keep the tower up for you. But the green flag is out on the session, and they are underway. Drivers to watch for at the top of the board, obviously, Curtis Ecker, Kirby Wayne Scott. Don't count out Andrew Teft. Alex Teft absent in the series tonight, so I'm not sure what's going on with the other brother. So keep an eye out for those. Stephen Luttrell may end up on the top of the board. You never know. Keep your eye out for Cody Benelli in the 19 as well. Once again, they are out there qualifying by themselves. There is no drafting help here, so it's the best lap they can lay down. And you'd be surprised to see who exactly might go to the top and who might sandbag a little bit due to fuel strategy in tonight's race. So that you kind of want to be in the front pack most of the night, but you don't want to be there when the big ones happen here at Talladega. And I'm not saying that every wreck at Talladega is a big one, because you can kind of single yourself out and get spun out of the pack and be all by your lonesome as well. So multiple ways to play in tonight's strategies: fuel mileage, drafting partners, picking when your pit stops are, play the cautions. Where do you want to be throughout the course of your strategy? As the drivers working their way around the speedway now. We're waiting lap times to be reported from timing and scoring. And a lot of talent going around this Talladega Superspeedway right now, awaiting lap times. As the first one clocks in 55.602 for Brandon Massey. And we're going to have a plethora of times hit the board. Cliff Adams and Jesse Fox go 1-2. Ira Kohlhaas goes P3 for the time being. Kirby Wayne Scott with quick time now, 54.598. These drivers laying their first lap times in on the board, 56.077 for Joshua Neal. And Truth Hope clocks in fourth quick, 55.204. 55.680 for David Kimmons, the seventh quick. Here we go now. Brandon Biddy now, 54.731. That locks him in at fourth fastest right now. Next driver across the line will be the 36 car of Stephen Luttrell. And his lap time, he'll clock in with a... I'm getting ahead of myself here. I see him coming. And that lap actually may not count for the 36 car. He may have brushed the wall. All right, looks like the number 9 next to climb across. Any faster for him? Yes, quicker. Brandon Massey goes second quick, 54.637. Kirby Wayne Scott stays on top of the board. Second lap faster, 54.698. Slower. Ira Kohlhaas, second quick in the 29. Crosses with a 54.626. Here comes the 82 now of Joshua Neal in his second lap faster, 54.658. Faster for Truth Hope. He will match 54.658 with Joshua Neal. And David Kimmons quick in the third spot, his second lap. Kirby Wayne Scott still 54.598 holds the top of the leaderboard. And Stephen Luttrell puts his first lap in, ninth quick, 54.696. Kirby Wayne Scott still the time to beat. The 60 of Lee Campbell crosses the line. That lap is warm-up lap, so no scored time there. Here comes the 19 across the line now. That is going to be, what's his name earlier there? Cody Benelli with a 55.197 for his first lap. Let's see if the 41 can best his, get a good lap time here. Aaron Marquis, 54.648. 54.648 will put him sixth quick on the charts. Across comes the 18 now. The 18 of Patrick Millette. Millette crosses the line. That'll be his warm-up lap. 31, the 28. The 28 crosses the line. That should be a warm-up lap for him as well. That's Barry Nelson. See, the 49 crosses again. 36 of Luttrell, second lap better, 57 or 54.647, pardon me. As Jonathan Stidham's first lap clocks in 55.738, fastest in practice, final practice. He posted 55.738 on his first lap. We'll see if he can better his second lap. As here comes the 19 again of Cody Benelli. Is his second lap any better? Cody Benelli's second lap, 54.669, a little quicker for him. He's going to go 11th quick. Here comes the 41 now across the line. The 41 of Aaron Marquis. Second lap faster, 54.64. Where did he go to? 637. 54.637 for the 41. He'll go fifth quick currently. Big jump there. Truth Hook goes to P10, 54.658. Jesse Fox goes to P14. Aaron Marquis comes in at 54.637. Let's see, the 42 now crosses the line. Where's he go to on the board? Is Jonathan Stidham's second lap any faster? It is. 54.693 goes 14th quick. 4 minutes left to go here, and I believe somebody just jumped up the board. There's a 60. The 60 of Lee Campbell goes 7th quick with a 54.644. So if anybody's still out there. Andrew Teft goes P4 on the board. 54.632. 54.632 on his second lap. Still got a few drivers out there on the racetrack right now. Barry Nelson currently, you're watching the 20th of Texaco sponsored ride as he pulls to a stop. Look at the 777 ride now of David Davis. He'll come out on the speedway. Jesse Fox, your number may show up wrong. I got you as a 69. Let's we'll have to look and see what your car says here. We'll be able to get it right now. I see Robert Richardson out there on the racetrack. And then 49. Let's see if he posts a lap time. We got the 31 coming to the line now. Matthew Coronel with a 54.662. We'll see if his next lap's any better. Coronel across the line better, 54.659. 54.659. It's good enough for 14th. David Davis goes 17th quick with a 54.670. 54.670. Good enough for position number 17. 26 car coming across the line now. That is going to be Brendan Wilcox. Brendan Wilcox coming to us here. Watch him come across the line here in his best lap time so far, 54.723. He's got a minute 57. I believe that's going to be his final lap there. See him coming to us slow on the speedway. The 38 car working his way around now. That's Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly right now in the Bud Light 38. It's like a, what do I call it? Like almost a Love's Travels or Love Service Station car scheme there for a minute, but see, he works his way down the back straightaway. We'll see if Jack Kelly posts a lap time. 777 Well, Jack Kelly's lap time second was better. David Davis goes all the way to P2 with a 54.607. What a lap. 54.607 for David Davis. That was his first or second lap. Second lap was faster. Here comes the 26 now of Brendan Wilcox. 54.723 was his first lap. 54.693 his second lap. He'll go 20th quick, and the 38 of Jack Kelly will cross the line this time. Any better for him? His lap time will be no better. Slower on his second lap. Jack Kelly will go 54.731 on lap number 2. Drivers not putting lap times down will probably opt to start from the tail or start from the pits will be Sean Dunaway, Dennis Kane, Curtis Ecker, Justin Neal, and Kyle Hess. So we got 20 seconds left here, so definitely not going to get a lap time in. So that's your current lap times going down in. So it looks like Kirby Wainscott going to post for the pole for today's race here at Talladega Superspeedway for the opening season race. The race's racing Xfinity Series. That being said, we were going to go through our starting lineup here momentarily. Waiting on everything to roll over. 75 laps. For those of you just tuning in, 75 laps is the distance for today's race. They've got a little bit of time to get it going. We're not going to wait on them. We're going to get this going. Starting inside the front row is the 10 of Kirby Wainscott for Chicken Coop Racing. His outside will be the 777 of David Davis. Starting inside of row number 2 in the third spot, the Boekie Esports 29. It's Ira Kohlhaas. Starting outside in position number 4 is David Kimmons in the 52. Starting inside of row number 3 in the 5th spot, Chicken Coop Racing's 98 is Andrew Teft. Starting outside of row number 3, position 6, Massey Family Racing's number 9, it's Brandon Massey. Rolling back now to position number 7, inside of number 4, it's the 41 of Aaron Marquis. To his outside will be Biddy Family Racing's Brandon Biddy in the 30. We'll start P8. Rolling off in the 9th spot is Patrick Millette in the 18. Starting P10, full send Esports number 60 is Lee Campbell. Rolling back to position number 11, inside of number 6 is 8K Motorsports 36 of Stephen Luttrell. To his outside, it'll be Vortex Motorsports own number 80 of Cliff Adams. Rolling on back to the next row now. Starting inside of row number 7 for Midwest Motorsports, the 82 of Joshua Neal. Starting 14th is the Misfits Racing number 55, it's Truth Hoke. Starting inside of row number 8, the 31 of Matthew Cornell will start 15th. Starting 16th now is the 49 of Robert Richardson. Inside of row number 9 is Cody Benelli in the 19. To his outside, Barry Nelson in the 28 will start 18th. Starting position number 19 is the 42 of Jonathan Stidham. Starting outside of row number 10 in the 20th spot, it's the 26 of Brendan Wilcox. Rolling back to row number 11 inside is the 38 of Jack Kelly. Looking outside in position 22, the Misfits 69 is Jesse Fox. Looking inside of row number 12, unaffiliated man, the myth, the legend, running by himself, Sean Dunaway in the 01. His outside 24th is the 79 of Justin Neal. Roll the field back a little bit further here. It's like position 25 is Kyle Hess for High Wide and Handsome Motorsports, the 86. His outside Night Owl Racing's number 4 of Dennis Kane, and running out your field is Chicken Coops Racing's number 8 is Curtis Ecker, will start 27th. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the Racers Elite Network as we get ready to roll off racing action here tonight. Season opener at the Talladega Superspeedway. We want to thank the Pottles coming out for race control. And once again, somewhat throughout the broadcast here, we will see the man, the myth, the legend, the Mike Taylor will join us here in the booth. Just to keep your ears open, he will join us soon. I imagine as you're out to get some dinner. It's about that time of the evening, so it's fine. He's not on the controls, and we'll make sure everything's brought to you guys as much as we can here as we get ready to roll for the racing action. The caution flag lights are on. They are extinguished with the 1 to green as the drivers are working their way to the front straightaway to kick off today's race as they work their way down the back straightaway. So as you saw, we have 22 drivers currently taking the green flag, and got a few that are not joining us. So looks like drivers not starting today. Looks like potentially maybe Brendan Wilcox, Jesse Fox, Sean Dunaway, Justin Neal, Kyle Hess, Dennis Kane, Curtis Ecker. So we'll see how this plays out as we roll forward, as those drivers may not be joining us. We'll see if they click in, put lap times down, or if they're not part of the server session. As the iRacing.com official pace truck makes its way down off of turn number 4 towards the pit road entrance where the red flashing lights are at. And it is on Aaron Marquis and Brandon Biddy going to lead us down here. Excuse me, not Brandon Biddy and Aaron Marquis. It's going to be Kirby Wainscott and David Davis. Apologies. As looks like things may be a little askew there as we ready to go green. And as we go green here off of turn, or off the trioval, the green flag is out. You see it there on the screen. The green flag is out. Spotter says, let's go. And I'll get one thing adjusted here, but we'll be all right. Lap 2, which I don't have a, we're on lap 1. It's not lap 2. Just a heads up. So maybe a little adjustment here for myself. The green flag is out, and we are running it down the back straightaway. And Kirby Wainscott has the lead. He's being pushed along by the 29. Oh, we got contact already in the back car in the wall. And that did not take long at all. All right, so our caution here going to involve a couple of drivers. Looks to be Barry Nelson and Matthew Cornell, the drivers that are involved in this incident. I'll bring you guys an instant replay here momentarily. Once everybody gets situated here. David Davis looks to be being scored as your race leader. All right, we'll bring you the replay here. What happened with those drivers here in just a moment. Coming to you right now. It's not showing what what happened to him. Let's get it right here. You see the contact, and into the outside wall they go, and they both kind of got blipped into the infinity. That's the reason for our first caution here, Talladega Super Speedway. Got a few drivers taking on the pit road here. So right now, got 73 laps to go. Patrick Millett's son's in the game. Okay. Not sure exactly how they're going to call that incident as far as penalizing somebody. But can confirm Jack Kelly, Dennis Kane, Justin Neal, Matthew Cornell, Kyle Huss, Barry Nelson, Sean Dunaway, and Curtis Ecker out of the event. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in here and joining us here on YouTube on the Racers Elite Network for the Xfinity Series here at Talladega for the season opener. Still have a concurrent 24 drivers, I believe, competing. Maybe we'll wait for that to get sorted out here as I click laps off here. Well, they're currently on lap 3, not 4, lap 3. On the Racers Elite Network, we've got show a couple drivers on the move here. Looks like Brendan Wilcox is up 8 spots already from 20th to 12th. And Jonathan Stidham from 19th to 13th is up 6 spots. So drivers on the move there, a couple of them moving up quite a few spots already. Not hard to do here at the Talladega Superspeedway as I believe the lights are down on the iRacing.com official pace truck as we will get ready to go back to our green flag action as they roll down the back straightaway once again. Once again, roll off forward. It's going to be back down to Kirby Wainscott. David Davis will lead us back to green once again. They'll be getting pushes from David Kimmons and Ira Kohlhaas. Great action coming to you live from the Racers Elite Network Talladega season opener. Track temperature started at 80 degrees. Now, right now, humidity is at 68% right now. And the iRacing.com for space truck pulls in, and the green flag back out in the air on the restart zone for the 777 of David Davis as he brings us back to green. Now that they've reached the restart zone on the loud pedal, away he goes. Great run here, but he's got to watch. He gets out too far, and they'll be able to run right around him, and he is way out there right now. He may get run over here very quickly. He was on the loud pedal and ready to go, but everybody else real slow to get back to it. Everybody taking their time now. They get their momentum build up, and he's going to be a sitting duck out front. Once again, rubber not going to play an issue in the tire strategy. I don't believe it's going to be fuel mileage and who you got to work with and where you position yourself before this race is over. Drivers on the out still. Look at Wayne Scott on the outside with the run. They've ran down your race leader, Wayne Scott. Gonna get a push from the 29 of Kohlhaas. Hopefully I'm saying that right. So they work the outside. They've got the momentum rolling already, but on the inside, Wayne Scott will maybe lead at the line as they stay hooked up with him and David Davis. And it will be Wayne Scott at the line. Davis working the inside now. It looks like Wayne Scott's been able to move down in front, kind of block that lane up a little bit as they roll back down the front, or back straightaway now. So I looked down and checked chat, and they were on the front stretch. We're just a little bit behind there, but that's all right. Not too far to be worried about. Little bobble there from the 5th, 6th place car. It's like the 49 of Robert Richardson. And that's the 41 car of Aaron Marquis that I saw that bobbled a little bit. There's some cars in and out there, just a hair. side-by-side drag race the whole field into turns 1 and 2. Kirby Wayne Scott still your race leader. He's got a charge. Here comes the 29 of Ira Kohlhaas. As Mike Taylor joining us here in the booth, and just let me know when you're ready, buddy, and I'll open up the floor for you. Right now, it is all Kirby Wayne Scott, David Davis leading the field as they roll around on the inside of the racing surface here at the Talladega Super Speedway. On his outside, the 29 of Ira Kohlhaas will be trying to make a run on the outside with the 41 of Aaron Marquis.
Everybody, I'm putting up this session right now. I hope everybody's enjoying the race so far here at Talladega Super Speedway. And so far from the south, so it's a amazing race so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. Qualifying was a good effort, and David Davis and let's say him and Kirby Wayne Scott, not Colby, Kirby, have been quite the show so far. We had a car just bounce off the outside wall about 3/4 of the way back. Looks like a Wolf Racing Motorsports machine. It's like the 42 of Jonathan Stidham. Kind of kissed the wall a little bit with the side of the car, but he's back in line and going to get that wonderful draft back in his favor and regain the little bit of ground that he did lose. Talking about bigger.
Right, I am now with you.
I got you. I'm gonna have to tinker with my sound a little bit. Sound a little robotic on my end, but something I could probably work on.
I apologize if it is on my end. So we do have Kirby Wayne Scott currently out front in his Racers Elite Toyota, being followed by Davis in that 777 machine. And it looks like that outside lane that's being led by Ira Kohlhaas. He's trying hard to get that line back to the front of this back on the inside. And so far he's made his way back up. Now he's right beside Wayne Scott, so that outside's finally got that momentum as they're getting ready to come up on the lap down car here of Curtis Ecker in that number 8 machine. So Curtis Ecker being down on the inside like this, being a lap down and going 3 wide, it's going to be very interesting to see as the pack comes around turns 3 and 4. And with them running 3 wide, it's going to be interesting as they catch that lap down car of Ecker.
Yeah, lap traffic here is a very interesting key to play, especially when you're drafting potentially side by side all the way through a field with lead lap cars. You play a big role in who gets broke up and what drafts get broke and lose a lot of spots, or it could be your friend. You may gain a lot of positions here as we go forward.
Yeah, Ecker doing the best he can do right down there on the inside. And hopefully he's going to be able to get back up here, up above the yellow line now here on the backstretch and stay in contact with these leaders. So hopefully he won't lose, he won't fall back too far here. But that still remains to be seen. Let's take a look here, see who's now that leader of that outside group. It looks like it's going to be that 60 machine of Lee Campbell. He's now bringing that group to the front here, but Joshua Neal right behind him. Braden Massey behind the 82 of Neal. So this is a good run here for these guys trying to make their way to the front side of this speedway. It looks like back in the back there, these guys back here, they're trying hard to make an outside lane work, and that's going to be led none other than Andrew Saft in that number 98 machine, as he does have help from that 80 of Cliff Adams, who's been pretty decent here at Super Speedways from what I've been seeing out of him. So we've got some really good racers here trying to choose the correct lines, and now we're going 3 wide racing here at Talladega.
You get 3 wide, and it's atrocious here. And so I was watching the Next Gen Cup race here, I believe it was a week or so back, and they were pushing almost 4 or 5 wide, and I made you wonder how they were doing it. But 3 wide here, and I don't want to call them amateurs because these guys are fantastic racers here. Sim racers, as we get through with the Racers Elite Network, they put on fantastic shows week in and week out through multiple different series, and you never know what they can get into and how many situations that they drive out of that they put themselves into.
Definitely. With this being, Talladega, you have plenty of, you do have plenty of room to run 3 wide here. So they can run comfortably. Just, it's that moment in time when they try to go 4 wide. That's what we have to watch out for.
Yeah, we had issues on lap 1, trying to get things rolling 2 wide down the back straightaway, and a couple cars found themselves in the outside wall, and that didn't really work out for them. But it seems like we've kind of got everybody calmed down. They realize it's a long race, 75 total laps. We're on lap 13 now, so unfortunately my lap counter for the stream is wrong, but that'll be fixed in good time. It's only off by a lap, so we'll keep you guys informed of what's going on. So lap 13 coming to 14 now, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes as far as going forward with your race leaders being 3 wide now, bringing that top lane, the middle lane, and the bottom. And fuel strategy is going to be tight, so we'll have to see how that plays out through the course of this one as well.
Definitely things are going to get tight here. 75 laps is it's an interesting number for sure, to say the least, for Talladega, as you may or may not be able to do it on 2 stops. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see as laps start to wind down here.
Yeah, I was watching as the drivers went through turns 3 and 4. You can see the top lane completely fade back almost 2 to 3 car lengths as they lose a little bit of momentum, but that's the longest way around turn 3 and 4. And we're having some interesting stuff develop here in the front of the field, as now they're about to be 4 wide for the race lead, and that is where things are going to get tricky as we got cars together touching. They're going to save it as they roll through 1 and 2.
That almost spelled disaster there through turns 1 and 2.
Here you go, Mike. Anyway, yeah, that was almost disaster. I believe the 9 car, Brandon Massey, was involved in that. He was all the way up against the outside retaining wall. You can see it back there now. The field is kind of trying to regroup that second lane on the outside now. They're going to give up on the 3 wide racing action for the time being as they roll forward. And it looks to be that the 10 of Kirby Wainscott's going to continue to lead here, as he's led quite a few laps thus far as we roll forward. Right now, Kirby Wainscott dialed in on the bottom. He's probably, I wouldn't say he's saving the most fuel, but he's probably saving almost the most fuel. But driver saving the most fuel is probably David Davis in the 777 in the second position, as he's pushing the 10 of Kirby Wainscott's Toyota forward, as he's there's 2 Toyotas in the top 10, and it is a Chevy heavy front of this field. With that third lane forming once again on the high side of the racetrack. Leading along is now the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. So another Toyota front runner here is trying to lead another portion of the field forward. And the 82 of Joshua Nils Chevy pushing forward. He is up from the 13th starting spot. He's watching the field here. Looks like everybody made it through the tri-oval as we go 3 wide through the second, mid, and back portions of the field.
Apologize about that, but that outside line, they are coming, and they are coming being led by that number 36 machine. Steve Luttrell, he's doing a phenomenal job getting in an awesome push there by Teft. So it won't surprise me if these 2 drivers here, they'll be able to clear the inside and the middle lanes here probably here within the next 2 or 3 laps. But they are doing a phenomenal job keeping that outside lane and that momentum up to keep moving towards the front of the pack.
Yeah, getting the momentum up here is a big key, especially on the outside, running from any of the outside lanes, even middle or high right now. And those 4 drivers using, I believe, the side draft is keeping the 4 drivers in the middle. Big swing from the 60 machine to the outside. Lee Campbell gives a good shoulder check there, but did not make contact with the outside field. It was a very risky move to make that big of a swing to the outside. He's probably just looking for some cool air to cool that car down, but he swung out quick, fast, in a hurry. That could have got somebody in trouble big time.
Yeah, definitely starting to get a lot of movement here as we continue to wind laps down. I believe these guys are going to start thinking about starting to make their first set of pit stops here, probably within the next 5 to 7 laps, I believe, if my calculations are about correct. So I'm just wondering if they're trying to start their movements to make their way down to that yellow line to start the process of the pit cycle.
And so I've seen a couple of drivers here maybe start cycling out of the momentum, maybe try to get out of that groove and potential issue of the pit road entrance. So that could play a role in drivers getting to pit road here. You know, come down on a pack of cars, you get shoved across the line, too fast entering, penalties get issued. You have to come in and serve those. I don't know that I can't say I've ever seen anybody do it, but I mean, I've seen people courteously try to speed up 1-2 miles an hour to try to keep them getting hit on pit road entry. But it's one of those deals where coming to pit road could potentially be the end of your day.
Oh, definitely there as we're continuing to mark these laps down. And Josh Neal in that 82 on the outside. He just saw the front of the leaderboard for probably about there. As they will now rocket down the back straightaway. He's getting one heck of a push from that 49 of Robert Richardson. So Richardson, he's trying to get him out there in front, which he will be able to do. But now it's Richardson trying to make that run on the outside, get him pushed by the 28 of Barry Nelson in that Texaco Abilene Chevrolet.
They get that 49 up front there. It's I said Robert Richardson getting pushed, and a little bit of help. Got some good help there from Barry Nelson, I believe, in the 28. That's like it's a Javelin car, but man, I'll tell you what, it's a throwback to the old Texaco symbol to me. I don't want to see that. We're going old school now. What that reminds me of.
Oh yeah. First saw that paint scheme, I'm like, oh, so many memories.
Most definitely back to awesome the great days. You sit around talking to some of the elderly fellows at the gas station or at the store. They tell you back in my day, oh, it's back in the good days, back in the good old days when things are good.
Absolutely. Yeah, one thing you definitely want behind you is Barry Nelson in that number 28. Nelson, he's a really good pusher. He can push you from anywhere on this track. One way or another to get you up to the front.
Yeah, it's always great to have a great set of wheels behind you as well as the ones under you. Them fresh Goodyears running around this racetrack. And being a super speedway, was looking at track temperature earlier, and unfortunately what I was looking for didn't show me. It's in Celsius now, so we're at 23.89 degrees Celsius on track temperature. So not warming up too much. Started at 80 degrees Fahrenheit is what I was looking at, but not really too crazy there.
Yeah, absolutely. I could take a quick look here. Yeah, so 68 degrees outside. So the track isn't going to be too terribly hot here.
It's cooled down a little. We're 5 degrees cooler than we were when we started final practice.
Yep, so it's 75 degree track temperature, 68 degree on track.
Currently got 52 laps remaining and Joshua Neal currently your race leader, and I'd imagine pit stops coming here momentarily. It's 23 laps, so probably say we're probably 19 laps of green flag.
Just about, yeah. As they are coming around to start lap 25 of this debate. So these guys are starting to get to that point. You see the 28 there. He's falling backwards to possibly get some air on into his car as he taps the wall coming out of turn 2 just a tad. The last time out of turn 4, I was watching that 60 car. He got extremely tight and actually had to let off, or else he would have hit the wall. So look, the outside lane.
In the second broadcast, it's crackling and sounds robotic there too, so I don't think it's just my end. Alright, let's see here. Alright, look like the 82. There's Joshua Neal looking to the race lead. And Andrew Tepp now in the battle now as he rolls to the outside. Andrew Tepp coming to call to the outside. Can he take the race lead here? Joshua Neal with the race lead currently. Is the challenge now the outside row. I believe Andrew Tepp going to try to take it to the point if he can get there. He's being pushed right now by, it looks like the 18 of Patrick Millette. Millette's number 18 Chevrolet coming forward as well. He's got the 36 of Stephen Luttrell's Toyota right behind him, pushing along the way. And look at the 30 now of Brandon Biddy working his way forward, trying to run with the top group. It looks like Andrew Tepp's going to pull down in front. He will take the race lead. He is now in command as they roll through turns 1 and 2.
Hopefully this is going to be a little bit better here.
That is a lot better.
All right. Yeah, now we have these cars now starting to get a little bit more single file here as we are, I believe we're going to start seeing some of these drivers dive down pit road here in the next couple laps. So these guys just got to be really careful not to lock up their brakes and not run over each other getting down on the pit road.
Yeah, watching the 98 of Andrew Tepp make that move to the lead as we see drivers now coming to pit road. And a wholesale of drivers looks like, well, I'd say not really wholesale is now. Got a few drivers look like they were taking the pit road.
Yeah, a couple drivers down here making slight contact over, I believe that was Robert Richardson and Joshua Neal there in the 82 and 49. But no harm, no foul on those drivers as we catch the field coming out of turn number 2. Your front 3, Andrew Tepp, Patrick Millett, and Stephen Luttrell. You know, they pulled out just a little bit here on the rest of the field, and you know, if these guys are not careful, they might get freight trained depending on their pit cycle here.
Yeah, I think a couple of those drivers backed out of their positions a little bit, single filed out. They wanted to go to the back of the pack because they were, like I was about to say, they're about to cycle their pit stops. You see drivers coming down to pit road. Once again, I don't see any penalties being issued currently. Or actually, we've got 4 drivers with penalties issued. Ira Colehouse is one of them. See Brandon Massey. Yep, Lee Campbell and David Kimmons. All penalties, probably too fast entering.
Yeah, definitely something that these guys didn't need, but for them, it's going to be a benefit as you do have 4 drivers, you know, that do have to come, you know, serve their penalties right here on pit road. And then when they come out, they're all going to be together. So that's going to be a major factor. So as long as they don't, you know, as long as they work together, I think they should be just fine.
They should be. The question is how much over were each one of them. Some other penalties might be a little more strung out than the others, depending on the severity of their speeding penalty. About to find out how much longer the Racers Elite sponsored 98 of Andrew Tuft can stay out on the racetrack, as he has yet to pit, I believe. Oh, he might have come in. There's the two. He may have pitted already. I believe he might have snuck in there, and they got a good run.
Yeah, here they come now.
Yep. He must have came in twice on that caution stop earlier. That threw me for a loop as its third stop here. So we have 46 laps remaining in this race. So we are just kind of around, I don't know, about a little under halfway through the race, I should say. So
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting here to see, you know, what see if they're gonna. I think they're gonna have to at least make one more stop. I don't know if they can make it the rest of the way.
first driver across the line around the 98 is the 60, but he is one of those drivers that deserve a penalty. So I don't know if Lee Campbell is going to be potentially for the race lead. I believe it may end up Andrew Tuft's hanging on to it for the time being. Next driver to take it, I believe, maybe Wayne Scott, maybe. That's actually still rolling.
Yep, Wayne Scott is starting to make headway on these drivers that are coming out of the pits. And he's getting a really good push here by that 777 machine. But the rest of the field, they're coming out onto the backstretch now. And they're going to hang out right above that middle lane to slow that momentum of Wayne Scott and company, as they are still trying to get up to speed up here at the front.
And they get up to speed here as Andrew Tuft's going to try to catch him. They're trying to catch Andrew Tuft, I should say, as Andrew got a great push, great run here going before they got to him. And he was able to maintain the race lead. Patrick Millette, Stephen Latrell, and Kyle Hess, as Kirby Wayne Scott's made his way to position number 5 on a rail around the racetrack. He's had some great pushes along the way, but there's still almost a pack. They're almost 3 wide there between them and your race leader. So quite a battle going to heat up here as they roll down the back straightaway.
Oh, absolutely. We have now a mix of lap down cars here with your race leaders, as they're going to split that number 36 machine in the middle of the track. And now your leaders are dicing to figure out what lanes they want to be in, as you see Wayne Scott leading that outside lane out of turn 4.
Yeah, Jack Kelly, a late stop here, has made his way to pit road. And he'll get that taken care of, and drivers working their way through the tri-oval right now. Kirby Wayne Scott with the run to the outside. He will come to the outside. Andrew Tuft, he will take the race lead as they roll off into turns 1 and 2. Roaring through the corner now, it's going to be Andrew Tuft working the inside, the number 98 once again with the race lead. Great push from Patrick Millette. David Davis got to work a little bit harder in that 777 to keep Kirby Wayne Scott up front.
Yeah, so far Wayne Scott and Davis, they've been working very well together so far this first half of the race. So I think these two are going to be contenders by the end of this race if they keep it up.
And I tell you what, these are great battles going right now, but in the middle of the pack right now, looking back at Jesse Fox, posted the best overall lap time of a 50.281, and he is back in the 15th position. Just a true testament to the draft pack racing here at Talladega. You don't have to be out front to be the fastest car on the racetrack.
Exactly. As long as you know how to use the draft to your advantage, you'll be able to get the fastest lap. And sometimes I'll do that in the middle of a race. I'll get bored and I'll fall back to probably about like 0.6, 0.5 seconds behind. And then I'll just use the draft to gain all that speed. But you have to do it just right. And then you could end up with the fastest lap of the race doing it that way. Which I believe Foxton was possibly doing, not on purpose, but by accident, just being that last car in the pack.
I was looking, Jack Kelly was actually serving a black flag when he went down pit road here recently. So he got that served and is back out now. He's right about halfway down the back straightaway right now. So about 3/4 of the straightaway ahead of your race leaders. We're about to approach another lap car here, and that is going to be the number 9 of Brandon Massey, and he is by him. He's not by himself. There's another driver there with him, but they're going to get swallowed up pretty quick with this pack coming down the back straightaway.
Yeah, it's definitely hard as two cars to really hold the momentum. You know, definitely here in the Xfinity series itself, it's very hard for two cars to be really fast. You could do it with maybe like 3 or 4, but only 2, it's just not possible.
No, you got the wind tunnel and the effect like we stated before, getting the side draft and you get up against the wall. Even like if you take the inside lane and pushes you up against the wall, the outside lane will have a wind tunnel and it'll build their momentum, and the side draft will play into it. It'll create that arrow effect that'll shoot the outside line right around the inside lane, even if they're up against the outside wall.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at Brandon Massey there. He's with that 60 car of Lee Campbell, so this is definitely a very unfortunate situation here for those two drivers, as they're going to become a lap down here within probably the next lap, maybe 2 laps.
Yeah, I'd say
as the drivers are now coming through the tri-oval.
Yeah, I'd say coming down the backstretch, they might be being had. We're gonna go through a little kind of a funnel effect here. We're gonna go on board, I believe, with maybe Patrick Millette or David Davis near cockpit cam as they approach the lap traffic to see how this unfolds from their point of view and what they see, and give the viewers here on the stream a little piece of how this all looks when you're pushing somebody down the racetrack here at Talladega Super Speedway. We got cockpit cam Millette now, so.
Yeah, definitely a very interesting look, from the driver's perspectives of what it looks like on this track, as you see Andrew Teff now making his move back to the outside. I wanted to point out, coming out of turn 2, that 777 of David Davis, he abandoned Wayne Scott on the inside. As you see, Wayne Scott now blocking Teff on that outside lane, taking away that momentum. But here comes that hard charging number 18 of Patrick Millett, as he will try to take over the race lead here from Wayne Scott, and he was not able to clear Wayne Scott. Now we have a three cars up in front of this battle here for the race lead. So these guys got to be careful now when they catch these lap cars to see what these guys are going to do.
Well, look, the outside lane's going to give way to the interior lane of the racetrack, but they're all going to move up as the lap cars are choosing the extreme bottom. So that's going to move the inside lane up to the middle, and that's going to play a role in a little bit of strategies. These lap cars are not really playing easy. As you can see, the 60 car of Lee Campbell really pushing hard and almost, I don't say taking them out, but almost spun the 9 car of Brandon Massey as they were rolling by on the outside as their leaders were approaching them. So they're not really giving up any ground, as they were trying to stay on the lead lap at the same time. So they are battling for their own positions as much as they're trying to stay on the lead lap, but the lead pack is so much faster right now.
Yeah, absolutely. As that bottom lane continues to form behind those lap down cars, these lap down cars, they have every right to try to battle back to the front. And here at Talladega, it is very easy to do. As you see, Teff and Wayne Scott block the inside lane from advancing. So currently that number 9 and 60 car, they're kind of stuck down on the inside for the time being, unable to get their lap back. But that only means right now that number 9 car is the first car a lap down if the caution were to come out.
Yeah, so before you get that lap back, and potentially the way iRacing rule, I don't know if Racers Elite Network would go against this or not. If the first car lap down makes contact of any kind when the caution comes out, they will lose the right to the lucky dog or the waiver round.
Correct. I believe that is how it will work. So as long as the number 9's, that lap down car stays clean, he should be just fine.
It's always something that a lot of people that like to watch outside that don't really participate in the sim, or I should say in the sim, because I mean, we all know in real life stuff happens, and there's a board of directors, and they call the shots and decide, hey, this is clean, it wasn't his fault, we're gonna go ahead and proceed, and there's no you bump somebody in real life, there's no sensor that kicks on and goes, oh, you touched them.
Right. It's definitely bit me in the butt a couple times, being a lap down, and we're braking for a caution, and I just get like a light little love tap from behind because the cars behind me, they're using me to slow down, but that gets taken away from me, and I'm like, well, dang it, now I gotta wait one more caution.
And I'm certain the Paddle's down there in the race control booth. I'm sure she does some fantastic review work, and I'm sure she would allow and correct anything that happened in that case.
Oh, definitely. She does a great, amazing job here with Racers Elite. She's always on top of her game, always making the right calls. And if there is any issues anywhere, she'll let everybody know.
Oh yeah, she's. I mean, look at the great racing that's going on here, and all the drivers that keep coming back. And this is, a brand new season starting out. And yeah, there may be a couple of drivers giving this a try, and it's good to see returning drivers, and that speaks for the reputation of the kind of race control she puts out there.
Yeah, definitely. And these guys are some of the most cleanest drivers that you can find. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have their issues, because just like everybody, they have their good days, bad days. But when it comes to racing side by side, they generally keep a beautiful, separation between them, and they're not always they're. I've never seen any of these guys come out looking for bad blood.
Yeah, it's great cohesion for a league. Drivers are always, and they're willing to help each other. If you're having issues, and they want to be able to race you up front, they want to be able to race you clean. They don't want you to get up there and not be able to hold a line. Like, they'll help shape you into the racer that they want to race with. This is about a great group of guys coming together, enjoying what we love, sharing the passion, and coming out and putting on a good race. Like our passion here in the booth, Mike. We like to call races. I like to race as well, but I like to get up here and I like to watch a great race as well.
Oh, absolutely. And as you see them go 3 wide here for that third spot, that 60 car is a lap down. I take that back. So they're going to dump the 60 car out, and so that's going to clarify that the 9 is absolutely the first car a lap down. But when I started doing this, I started doing this because I can't work because of health issues and stuff, and I'm like, there's got to be something out there I can do. Wait a second, iRacing. I love iRacing. All the leagues that I broadcast for, with, commentate, they always put on a great show. And so whenever I see something available here with Racers Elite, I'm like, pick me, pick me, pick me!
Heck yeah.
Because these guys always put on a wonderful show, just like you're seeing right here today.
Yeah, I love Racers Elite Network. It's great racing here. I'm a dirt guy myself, but I'm not knocking anything asphalt wise. Racers Elite has made a believer out of me on the asphalt side. I'm a wheeler of all things in iRacing. If you can get in it and drive it on iRacing, I'll get on it and try it. Same thing in the real world. If I have a chance, I'll get behind the wheel. I just like driving in general.
Oh, absolutely. And asphalt racing isn't for everybody, as we know. But I mean, like, if you've got the right group, just like Racers Elite, they can put on one heck of a show, and it'll change your mind a little bit, as you said. So, with you coming from, that dirt background and seeing these guys, what they do on asphalt, it probably just blows your mind. And I'm sitting here as an asphalt guy going, what you guys do on dirt blows my mind.
Yeah, it goes both ways. You're not wrong. It's the inner evil of both realms, going one way or the other. And I enjoy a great asphalt race. Like I said, you put me behind the wheel, I'm gonna drive anything. I'm a lover of all racing, but I'm dirt through and through. But I enjoy a good asphalt race. It's a talent and a skill, and it depends on who behind the wheel has what they've got and what they've got figured out, and it can go quite quite chaotic.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to make note that that number 8 of Curtis Ecker has loaded his car up onto the hauler and has called it a night here at Talladega. So definitely a hard breakaway for Curtis Ecker to start off the Wednesday night Xfinity series, but he'll come back. He's a very fast driver, so don't count him out of the championship just yet, even though this is just race 1.
Yeah, just getting started. It's a long way to the end of the season, and he's got plenty of time here. Talladega is, can be friend or foe. And as we roll through the course of the racing event, and we all call Talladega famous for the big one. However, we have yet to see it tonight. I'm knocking on wood as we speak because y'all can hear that. I'm not trying to give anybody the broadcaster's curse, and we'd love to see everybody finish this race, but attrition strikes sooner or later. But I'd like to see the big one, but I want to see it crossing the line, a move for the win.
Absolutely, and that's something that's very, notorious here on iRacing, is when you come out of turn 4 and down to that tri-oval, all bets are off. So 98% of the time, the big one will happen in the tri-oval coming to the start-finish line. So hopefully these guys can keep it nice and clean all the way to the checkered without that big crash. But hey, we're all race fans. It's something that we all look forward to at the same time.
And the sand in the hourglass is going away slowly as we have 27 laps remaining here at Talladega. The go time ticker is not on yet unless you are a lap down. And that go time ticker started when you went a lap down.
Oh, absolutely. And we're still counting down time here, and everybody started pitting right about lap 27. So there should be starting to come up here in that pit time zone. The fuel window. That's the words I was looking for. They're at that fuel window now where they can make it the rest of the way. So it's just a matter of time of when they're going to come down for that second pit stop.
Yeah, it's about time for that. You're not wrong here. We'll take a look here. I'm going to pit stop times on the board here. It's like fastest pit stop last time by. So let me get a pit stop speed here. I think I had little sectors. I don't have actually pit stop time. Let's try to see if I can find one here or not. But yeah, there we go. Pit lane time, pit time. Looks like fastest stop. That may have been a penalty. Brendan Wilcox is 1.50, so that may have been like a fuel stop 2.47. That's the stop don't count. So let's see. Looks like fastest gonna be about 5 seconds flat was Cody Benelli.
Yeah, these guys, just because of the nature of Talladega, the asphalt here isn't as eaten up as it used to be, before they repaved it, and you can still go quite a while, without changing tires. So something tells me when these guys come down pit road, I think we may only be seeing fuel only. I can't see anybody taking tires. David Davis has taken over in that 777 machine. He's taken over the race lead after getting a really good push there by Patrick Millett. And Kirby Wainscott, he's still hanging up there on the inside. But here comes that 55 of Truth Hoke. He's doing a good job out there pushing that lap down car of 52 of David Kimmons back to the lead lap. Kimmons is going to abandon Hoke, and so that's going to bring that number 28 machine of Nelson to Hoke's bumper, and these guys are going to try to now work their way through the outside.
Yeah, they're working the outside now. It's David Davis with the race lead. Truth Hoke working his position as well. Truth Hoke started back in the 14th starting spot, now to the race lead up 13 spots. As he gets a good push there, so the 52 is a lap car. David Davis is having to watch his throttle a little bit. He's pushing hard on that lap car, trying to put him back on the lead lap. Kimmons trying to hang on to it. That's a hard thing to do, to get back on the lead lap by yourself here at Talladega, and I don't know that he has any help behind him if the leaders were to drop him and go to pit road. So I'm sure that the packs would divide, but David Davis is kind of caged in, if you will, here, running on the bottom of the racetrack with that lap car.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, but he could also use that lap car to his advantage as well, because he can also push that lap car further out, you know, to keep the guys behind him as well. So it's this can either be a win-win situation or a lose-lose situation, depending on how everything plays out.
Yeah, something they got to watch there as they roll through the course of this event with 23 laps remaining here. Is that's kind of weird. Things kind of.
Oh, here they come.
Yep, pit stop's coming, and the bottom lane is rolling as David Davis comes to pit road. Truth Hope, believe. No, he's coming to pit road as well. Barry Nelson, Dennis Kane lead now as the field comes to pit road. Actually, looks like Truth Hope stayed out. Truth Hope is out on the racetrack as your race leader. Assuming Barry Nelson will go second now. Dennis Kane is third. Aaron Markey fourth. Kyle Hess and Jesse Fox are your top six as other drivers come to pit road.
Yeah, now we have that new pit cycle happening. A lot of drivers, you know, they're 12-second pit stops. So we're looking at some drivers here. They've actually ended up choosing to go with possibly two left side tires and then fuel. But we also have people down here. It looks like that they probably just got in just fuel only. So it's going to be very interesting to see how everything will play out as your leaders will start overlapping the drivers that were just down on pit road.
Yeah, Truth Hope stayed out, like you said, and it's put a couple more drivers a lap down. We'll see how it plays out coming to the course at the end of this one. So fuel mileage and staying out on the racetrack and strategies are going to play a role in this now. As we're talking about that draft earlier, Jesse Fox still has the fastest lap of the race at 50.281. And that is a pretty blistering lap time here, considering some of the other ones. 50.294, the second closest to that. Barry Nelson is the driver with that lap time.
Yeah, definitely a very good lap times there. As you see, Truth Hope and company start coming down pit road. These guys got to get these cars woed down, and let's keep our eyes out here. So far, no penalties this cycle around, so these race drivers out here doing a phenomenal job so far. And as of right now, the car out front is going to be that number 86 right now of Kyle Hess. He did come down pit road back on lap 54, which is just a couple of laps ago. So he had a really good pit stop, and him and Patrick Millett are about to get overtaken here, actually.
Lead change leaving pit road as the 41 Aaron Markey has the race lead rolling through 1 and 2, and they'll have to watch because the lead pack is coming.
Oh yeah, that lead pack is coming. They're coming fast. So unfortunately, these guys will not get up to speed in time. Oh, we do have a caution.
Kirby Wainscott, number 10, I believe, is around in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
Oh, definitely very unfortunate there for that number 10 of Kirby Wainscott. He has had a very good race going all day today, and I believe everybody has made their pit cycle done. So that's very good news for a lot of these drivers.
Pulling the Hardy Sports TV Instant Replay, rolling all the way back to the entrance to pit road here. You see all the drivers making their way down through. Nice, easy pit stop coming here. And we'll see exactly what happened as the tenders going to roll into his box here, get serviced. We got time here while they're under caution. I'm sure this is going to change the pit strategy. We may see more drivers return to pit road, which may be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking a look here back at the replay, looks like that number 4 machine of Dennis Kane, he just got a good head of steam right to that back bumper of Wainscott, and that just upset his car and made him go down into the inside lane of right in front of Brandon Biddy, and then that just sent Wainscott for the ride going through turns 1 and 2. So this is going to be very interesting here to see what happens out of turn number 4. This time the pit road should be open. I can't imagine them coming in. Because I mean, even if they were to do a couple green-white-checkers, I think they should be okay.
Yeah, I'm
As
starting to
you
wonder.
see,
This might be the time when they start playing are 2 tires better than 4 or 4 tires better than 2 game.
yeah,
Would be the other thing I could see where people might start maybe questioning.
yeah, I could definitely see that for sure. Yeah, Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine, he's out front now, having a very good, strong day here. Hanging out top 10 for a majority of this race so far. He's moved up just about 20 spots up into that first position. Patrick Millett all the way moved up 22 spots to get up into second, and then David Davis and that 777, he's moved up 21 spots. So there's no surprise that you can go from the back like that all the way to the front. But once you get to the front, it's hard to stay out front here at Talladega. So the fact that these guys, Barry Nelson, Patrick Millett, and especially David Davis, they're doing a phenomenal job staying out here in the top 10 for the majority of the day, and you know these guys are looking for a very strong finish.
Yeah, strong finish, like you mentioned. There's a lot of interesting factors throughout the course of the day. We got drivers that started way in the back. Kyle Hess, like you said, the '86 Chevy, he's up 20 spots. So started 25th. He's in fifth right now, and in third from 14th is Truett Oaks in the 55, and Barry Nelson the 28 started back in position 18. He's currently your race leader in the Javelin number 28 sponsored Chevy Camaro. So great run for him so far today. At 18 laps to go here as this race gets closer to the end. It's going to get a little more aggressive, and the drivers maybe not as cautious with their movements as they probably should be.
Yeah, when we go back green flag racing, we're going to have 16 laps to go. And anything and everything can happen here at Talladega in that short amount of time. So we're definitely going to see a lot more, heavy pushes, a lot more 3 wide racing. So that's what we're looking forward to here at the end of this lane. I'm sorry, not lane, but this race. So everybody, just pull your belts tights that you have connected to your seats because it's about to get interesting.
The driver's going to definitely try to get at it here with the closing of this one. Is I believe next time by we should go back to green flag with 16 laps remaining, and all bets are off. Pit stops are not a issue unless somebody is trying to play some fuel mileage. At this point, it's kind of almost stupidity. Um, but then again, they could have used it for track position. So it's just one of those deals where maybe they think they can make it, and maybe they might not. Maybe they will.
Yeah, definitely very interesting to see. But I also want to point out Kyle Hess in that number 86 machine. He's doing a really good job up there in that fourth, fifth spot, right around that area. He's doing a great job at keeping his nose clean.
Yeah, a lot of good drivers keep the nose clean here. Is it's like 19 drivers I can count right now. I'm sure there's probably more out there. It's just like we got yeah, it looks about right.
On the lead lap.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm showing 21.
21 only left. Heck yeah. That's it. Oh
Yep.
yeah, I got two other drivers out there. It's kind of miscued from what I'm looking at on the admin portion of the screen here.
Yes, it's all good. Yeah. Your first car lap down is going to be Cody Benelli in that number 19 machine. So we currently have four drivers running for that lucky dog at the moment. So Cody Benelli, David Kimmins, Brandon Macy, and Ira Kohlhaas. Those are your four cars one lap down at the moment. So I think we're going to see two different races going on here. Currently, you're run for the race lead, and then the race for the lucky dog. Because if you can get a quick caution and you are the lucky dog, that you still have a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, green flag back out, and the 28 of Barry Nelson will lead us back to the green. He's going to be pushed by Treat Oaks AC Delco 55. And on the outside lane, Patrick Millet's having a hard time getting going with the 777 of David Davis. A little slow there on the going, but they're going to get rolling here. Maybe be able to bring it right back to him with 16 laps to go right now. Barry Nelson leads on the inside in the 28. Sharp looking Haviline ride there is Truth Hooks 55 feet the car way down the apron. Looks like he may get on the binders. He was uncomfortable being in the front half of that pack. He does not only part of the mayhem, I don't believe, and we'll see if he rejoins the tail of the field as they roll into turn 3.
No, that's just saying how good that Hess car has been, and he just has to drop it back to the back of the pack here. So that may have been a smart move as these drivers are now coming back to the tri-oval, and that's that 777 of Davis, he's getting one heck of a push from that 36 machine of Luttrell as they head up here into turn number 1. It's just a very phenomenal run so far for these four drivers out front, and so we're going to keep watching these guys here as they come out of turn 2 back to the back straightaway.
Yeah, it's a great push here from the chopper cam, looking down on the racing surface. All the drivers trying to push forward. 15 laps remain. Davis, from the 777, maintaining the race lead on the outside with the momentum. As the 18 of Patrick Millette being pushed by the 28 of Barry Nelson. Is now the 36 of Stephen Luttrell trying to get in on the mix as he's pushing the 777 of Davis on the outside.
Yeah, they are doing a 190-mile-an-hour pace lap around Talladega Super Speedway. Neither Millets or Davis is really taking control of this race. So right now, everybody is still side by side. And so this is definitely going to be very interesting as the laps continue to wind down. This is awesome racing here at Talladega.
Yeah, had a big push coming from the 42 back there. In position number 11, Jonathan Stidham trying to push the 44 forward. Wants to push that 26 car. See if he can get him in the 44 and the 49 to get this bump draft to go all the way to the front of the pack. He's trying to make up a little bit of ground without having to actually move out of his position in the outside lane.
Yeah, so far no one in that outside lane is attempting to go 3 wide, but we still got 13 laps to go, so I think if you give them just about 7 more laps, I think that's when we're really going to start seeing some 3 wide action up here in the front of the pack.
Yeah, even maybe a great run coming from the back of the field forward. A couple of drivers have been kind of laying back, laying low, not really showing what their true potential is at the end of this event just yet, as the 80 car makes a great run to the back of the 42, and that's Cliff Adams. However, that run just a little short there. I think he's playing the throttle pedal.
Back.
Trouble in the back of the pack here. I went back a little too far.
One car up in the air, backing down on all fours. That looks like that's going to be that 31 machine of Matthew Cornell. He went for a crazy ride on top of another car going through turns 3 and 4. And as long as that 52 of David Kimmel was not involved, he should be your lucky dog candidate.
Yeah, we got cars going all over the place in the middle of that incident. And unfortunately, Matthew Cornell going for the ride that he took there. It kind of flipped him out of the ballpark there. It looks like the 19 of go to. Cody Benelli might have been tangled up in that event as well. It's like Jack Kelly also potentially involved. So
A lot
unfortunately,
of really good drivers having issues here in this race, or I mean in this incident, I should say. So I'm gonna take a look here with that 52 machine.
David Kimmons.
Yeah, because if he's the lucky dog, as long as he missed all the mayhem, he should be all right. Yeah, he got a little bit of a tap, so ultimately it's going to all determine on, if it registered as a 0x or not.
I don't see any X's, so I believe he will get his lap.
Definitely really good heads-up driving there for that number 52 machine. To navigate himself around that crash there up in turns 3 and 4. Let's see. And unfortunately, it does not look like he will get the lucky dog.
Does not. Maybe he did. Yep, tough break for that.
Yeah.
It's back to the drawing board for him and Patrick Millette and David Davis. Once again, we'll look at another restart, and this one with looks to be maybe 9 laps to go.
Yep, this next time by they should get the 1 to go signal and then come back around to go green with 9 to go. So, who do you want behind you here on this? Hopefully will be their final restart. Who would you want behind you as your race leader? Do you want Davis or Nelson behind you?
Well, I really I've never really raced with any of them, so I'm not 100% certain at this point. If I wanted anybody behind me, we'd have to roll back to like Truth Hoke or Andrew Tuft, somebody who's going to push me. And I mean, even Kirby Wainscott, the potential to get beat is always going to be there. So I mean, you can't really play the safe game of who you want behind you. If I went that route, it'd be either Cliff Adams or Sean Dunaway. Never heard of them, but I'm not saying they don't have potential to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Hoke is definitely one you could have behind you. But I would have to go with Nelson in that number 28 machine. I've always watched him push, and he's always been absolutely phenomenal as a pusher.
So from personal experience, if I had to choose who was behind me, preferably a teammate.
That is true.
I mean, we've seen that go. We've seen the rivals grow, and all bets go off. The aces are laid down. The cards on the table. The hands have been dealt. At the end of the day, only one person will park in victory lane. But let's get back to Talladega Nights and Ricky Bobby and it's Cal Naughton Jr. It's just the way it's got to be.
Definitely, and things are going to pick up here. We're right about that time where I think we're just going to start seeing 3-wide racing here on this restart.
Back when I was a kid and Toys R Us was huge and commercials were, it was easy bake, but here today at Talladega, be a little bit of shake and bake action to the end with maybe 9 laps to go. It'll be single digits to bring us to the end of this one with 9 to go, with side-by-side restart coming at you here with David Davis. Patrick Millette will lead us down as the field working their way into turns 3 and 4 under caution here, hopefully for what may be the final time, as things have kind of shaken up and the trends have changed the closer we get to the end of this event.
Yeah, absolutely. One question: what's Toys R Us? I never heard of that. Blockbuster, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's wow. What? And then here's another throwback for us: the Showtime Video Store.
Yes.
Yes. Things of the past.
All right. Alrighty, guys. The pace truck is off of the racetrack. It is in the hands of that number 18 of Patrick Millett, as he takes this long, slow ride over to our restart zone, where we will take the green flag. And we are back racing here at Talladega Super Speedway. 9 laps to go. And that inside lane gets a phenomenal jump, as Barry Nelson will continue to push that number 18, but he will abandon him up in turns 1 and 2, and he will jump in front of that 777 of David Davis, as he's looking to get a good push here from Davis to take over that race lead.
Yeah, Barry Nelson trying to take over the race lead as well, and it's not quite working. Well, it's working in his favor for the moment, but a very hard charging, challenging inside lane working their way forward here as well. It's like the 28 of Barry Nelson to the outside. And here comes Millette to the inside now with Truth Hook pushing in the AC Delco 55. And look now, here comes Andrew Teff. He's had quite a good season last season as he comes back now. So he had a championship there, a good race win, I should say, at least. It's a little bit of blocking going on here, and I believe, oh, here we go. It's the shake, and David Davis goes to the outside in the 777.
Yeah, really good race. Oh, we have big trouble back here in the back. Many cars involved. Hess almost upside down. The 60 is involved. That number 80, he's involved. The 30 of Brandon Biddy. A lot of really good race cars involved here in this one, as some of these drivers are starting to make their way away from the crash scene. Kyle Hess, he had a requested tow in that number 86 machine. So let's go ahead and go back. Let's take a look, see what happened.
Yeah, big crash involving a lot of good cars there. It all started with the number 60 car. They've gotten turned around there. Who was, looks like the 30 machine. Looks like he come off the high side of the racetrack. May have been a bad push. Let's see here.
Oh, so it looks like the 80 actually, he went to try. I think he probably went to try to change lanes, and then realized that there was a car down below him, and then that's just chaos ensued from there.
Yeah, it looked like the 30 came up, the 80 came down. Kind of a racing deal there. It looked like a corner entry of somebody trying to get cooler air, and somebody else trying to shift momentum, maybe a little bit of downward travel, and see the carnage ensuing here, and a lot of good cars nowhere to go. And it's not a good day in the pits. The most, a good bit of these drivers, and the good news for the drivers up front, it's a little bit less that they got to worry about. There's still a lot of great drivers in this field that they got to contend with at the end of this one, but we're going to eliminate a few of them in this incident.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of really good cars taken out here. So now it really boils down to, what's going to happen here, as it seems David Kimmins, he will get his lap back.
Well, that's a good note there for a driver, gonna benefit from this caution flag. And unfortunate for some, and or a lot, so to speak, that this may be. I've actually been in this situation once before, and actually in real life in Richmond, Kentucky. So we've benefited from other people's issues. We took a provisional into a 50 lap A main event during the Damn Yankees 50 race, and we started 26th in the field. And somebody up front made a mistake, and the whole field stacked up in front of me and before my eyes in 1 and 2, and I stopped and I kind of did the little pity dance to the infield and around everybody and went and lined back up, and we ended up finishing 12th that night. So
Sounds like a crazy night.
it sure was. From provisional to barely making the feature to finishing mid-pack.
That's a very good comeback there for sure, man.
It sure is. But that's just a virtue that shows out there. It can happen to anybody. And here in iRacing Talladega, it definitely goes to show. So David Davis, looking to be one of those virtues as well, as he started having a very stellar event here tonight. Started second, currently leading the race. And on the other end of the spectrum, Barry Nelson, his gruesome duo, I guess, as you call it, on the outside, started in 17th and, or should I say 18th, and is now running second.
Yeah, that is just a really good run for some of these guys out here. As I believe we should be getting the 1 to go signal this time. So when we do go back green flag, it will be with 4 laps to go.
I think these drivers getting ready to throw down some fantastic racing actions. We get close to the end of this one, and they are looking forward to doing that here for everybody. It's been quite the event so far this evening, and it is not quite over.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I say we have just about, we'll have 4 laps to go. No, we'll have 5 laps to go. Okay, yeah, so we'll have 5 laps to go. So we still have over probably just a little bit over 12 miles left. A lot
Sounds
can
about
happen
right.
in 12 miles.
Especially at Talladega, back to front. You can go from 14th to 1st or 1st to 14th in less than a mile. At
Oh
Talladega.
yeah, absolutely.
It's quite interesting to see how it goes. So right now it looks like calling it 5. Should be maybe, is it 5 or 4? Probably.
I don't even know. Oh, it would help if I was actually live.
Oh, there we go. Yep, it's 5 to go. All right. So
So,
before when we
yeah,
get
so yeah. So my original calculation was correct.
Gotcha. It's gonna be interesting here. We're gonna get double file one more time, and this is the crazy side of things here.
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely going to be nice and buckled up here for this one. Because now things are going to go from interesting to chaotic.
Katie,
all
bar the
within
doors
a
and
quarter
pull those
mile.
bolts tight one more time.
Oh, yeah. Yep, a lot of these drivers, unfortunately, have used up their fast repair already. And so they definitely got to be really careful here in the closing laps, because if they do get too much damage, then they're definitely going to be out of it.
All right, take us back to green.
Yes, let's get it done here. David Davis, Barry Nelson, Stephen Littrell, Patrick Millett, your top 4. Which line is going to get the better start here? And right now, they're just about dead even.
That was a fantastic restart for both drivers on the inside and outside lane. Looks like David Davis is going to prevail here on the inside, but that outside lane gets rolling off of turn 2, and they have a little bit more help, and their help's a little bit closer to call here, but that push from the 49 car of Robert Richardson on the inside could be the deal breaker that brings the inside row to call here as they roll down the back straightaway.
Yeah, here comes that number 28 of Barry Nelson to the outside as they are now going to look to go 3 wide. Nelson clears the 777, and that'll put Nelson, and we got trouble behind him. Hoke turns somebody up into the wall. Chaos ensues behind, and that will bring out your caution once again here. Andrew Teft involved in that number 98. He's got significant damage to that Ford Mustang. That was just pure chaos here and absolute heartbreak for Andrew Teft in that number 98. He's always been one of those guys that you have to watch here. Yeah, he's always one that you have to watch here. Just all around here in Racers Elite. So unfortunately for him, his day might come to an end.
Yeah, unfortunately, Truth just got just a little bit too good of a run there on the 18, and unfortunately ensued in that, and a lot of damaged race cars up front. But fortunately for the drivers in the back, they all played it smart. They were able to get woed on and got their cars able to get through that incident a little bit smoother. And unfortunately, Andrew Tuft having issues there, as he was a strong contender in this one. Because that's going to shake up the front runners in this one, and who potentially may come away with the win. We'll see who can return after getting some either fast repairs or damage repaired. We'll see. Maybe we'll have a very interesting one here as we're going to go into overtime here at Talladega.
Yeah, definitely a lot of really good cars taken out in this one here as well. It's definitely going to be very interesting as we, like you said, this is going to be our first Green-White-Checkered attempt. I believe we have 3 attempts total.
I didn't really read into the ruling on that, but it is potential. Barry Nelson being scored as your race leader currently. Actually shows Andrew Tuft, but we all know that's because he probably had the fast repair tow with the blown motor, as Barry Nelson will roll by, and this should fix. But right now, Barry Nelson, as we have drivers coming down pit road, of course, probably damaged cars, as they're going to try to make the best that they can to get the aerodynamics straight on those rides and get back out here and make a charge to the front in what little laps they can. And it is not impossible for them to come back to a top 10 at least. And granted, whatever happens at the end of this event, even a top 5.
Yeah, definitely. So much can happen here, right in that front of the pack. And I mean, on the final lap last week, when, or 2 weeks ago, when Real World NASCAR was at Talladega, on the final lap, I was 7th coming into the tri-oval, and by the end of it, I took the win. So anything can happen, just from the tri-oval to the start-finish line, simply because of its placement. So anything can happen. So don't give up yet. Don't lift. It's full send time, baby.
It is definitely beyond go time, and these guys from the drop of the green got to get that momentum going, and they got to get rolling and get there as quickly as they can to get through this field.
Time is starting to tick away for a lot of these drivers. We should be getting the one to go this time. No, lights are going to stay on the iRacing pace truck. So we will still have at least 2 more laps here under caution. So it's going to be very interesting to see if any of these guys are going to have to start saving their fuel.
Yeah, it's they are going to get in that window. It was like 19 to go last time we did see them come down. That's been quite a good bit ago, and it's right, going to be right about the end. So we'll see who's going to be close, and maybe see who's saved and who hasn't.
Yeah, as we do see that 36 of Steven Luttrell down on the inside, down on the apron, trying to make sure that fuel gets into that that hose for the fuel take it to the engine. So, I mean, once we start seeing these guys start doing that, we know it's starting to get serious out there.
He's saying, trying to save as much as he can to make it to the end here. There's a 777 of David Davis going to pull up alongside, and we do have the lights down now. I believe from the angle I'm looking at, it could be should be going green next time around. We will. This is the one the green signal has been posted as we roll through turns 1 and 2 on the exit of 2 right now. As they're going to drag race behind the pace truck. The pace lap here will come to green with 2 to go. So it's going to be a shootout here, and hopefully this one will take us to the checkers, and we'll be able to crown our season opening winner at Talladega Superspeedway for the Racers Elite Network.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will let you call it to the finish from here, buddy.
Alrighty, buddy. We got 17 cars on the lead lap here. Cody Benelli's 19, the first car a lap down. And he will have to battle it out with Justin Neal and David Kimmons for the 18th position. As they roll down into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, somebody I want to take a quick note of is that 01 of Sean Dunaway. He usually sneaks up here at the end of these races, in that Hello Kitty sponsored machine. So don't look now, but here comes that 01 of Sean Dunaway. So that's somebody you're going to want to watch back in that 9th spot.
Yeah, he's making his way forward, and he'll make that notice as the field going to lose the iRacing.com official pace truck. As you see it moving down the pit road, the field making their way to the tri-oval, and it is a very highly anticipated restart. Everybody is going to be on their A game here. Try not to miss that shift. Don't spin those tires. You want all the momentum you can going forward as we go back to green flag racing here with should be 2 to go as they cross the stripe. Green flag is back in the air as they roll down the front straightaway. And out front, Barry Nelson gets that ever so great restart, goes out ahead. He gets the go-ahead effort. Here comes the 777 of David Davis. He's going to try to push forward as well. Look at the 01. Once again, a lot of drivers moved to the bottom as they saw that lane open up. But here we go, down the back straightaway. 777 David Davis has the run. Here comes the 01 of Sean Dunaway. He's trying to make up some ground as well, as he'll move into the 8th spot now. He can move forward a few more spots here, all the way up to position number 6 potentially, but the outside lane is going to take a minute to get momentum. Some bump drafting going on in the corner, gets the 777 loose. David Davis has his hands for it now with the 49 of Robert Richardson with the push. We are 4 wide in the back of the field. They do not want to make this a caution as they're trying to make up the ground now. The 3rd lane is starting to form, and the outside lane is having trouble getting momentum going. Now the 18 of Patrick Millette has made his way back. We've got a car breaking from the field, hard impact on the inside retaining wall. That is Brandon Biddy's number 30, I thought. We got more calamity. It's the white flag lap. It is the next flag is going to end it anyway. Checkered flag will come out when they come across the line.
Absolutely, as we have a good run out here for your race leader right now. Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 machine. He's going to get, oh, I'm sorry, that was the 69 there of Jesse Fox stuck in the middle, but his momentum has tanked as these drivers get ready to come out of turn number 4.
Yeah, side drafting, bump drafting, it is all on the line. Here we go, big move to the outside for the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Car into the outside wall. It looks like we're going to 3 wide for second. Who's it going to be for second now? We got the 80 cars going to go around before they get to the line. The 29 of Barry Nelson going to come away victorious with the race win. Second going to go to the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Coming home third will be David Davis. 4th is Robert Richardson. And rounding out your top 5 is Jonathan Stidham as he tried to make a late race run that stalled out. As Cliff Adams got turned around there. Coming to the line, he will end up in 6th. 7th goes to Sean Dunaway. 8th is Brandon Biddy. 9th is Aaron Marquis. And rounding out your top 10 is Lee Campbell.
Man, what an incredible run for Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine. You know, he did an absolute phenomenal job navigating the last couple laps there. Stephen Luttrell, he was able to navigate it. Jonathan Stidham in that number 42, he was able to avoid calamity, and he was able to bring it home 5th. So really good run for a lot of these drivers, but a lot of these drivers also saw the wrong way of the track here on the last lap as well. But man, I'm so proud and happy for Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine.
Yeah, Barry Nelson had a fantastic show there. We're going to go through the rest of the field from 11th on back. Coming home 11th, Patrick Millette. 12th is Jesse Fox. 13th is Justin Neal. 14th, Dennis Kane. 15th is Joshua Neal. Coming home in 16th is Truth Hoke. 17th, Brendan Wilcox. 18th is Brandon Massey. Pushing back further now. Through 19th is David Kimmons. 20th, Ira Kohlhaas. 21st is Matthew Cornell. 22nd, Cody Benelli. 23rd, Andrew Teff. 24th, Jack Kelly. 25th, Kirby Wainscott. 26th, Kyle Hess. And 27th is Curtis Eckler. So I believe that is everybody that started the race. We'll check just to see. Yep, that's everybody that started. So that'll round out your field. We'll talk with your top three momentarily. Excuse me. Let's see, it should be. Find David Davis down here, maybe. Gotcha. Don't know if I can move him. I have to do it the long way. There used to be an easier way to do it. I can't do it that way.
Yeah, you should be able to just right click and move too.
I got it. I had to scroll down. There's too much stuff in here.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Mr. David Davis, congratulations, brother. A great third place finish there. A good effort to try to make it to the win, but just a little bit short here tonight.
Yeah, just a little bit short, but overall good. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, especially on that last lap. So I'm thankful for the third place for sure.
What would you say was a key to get you up to finishing the third position here tonight?
Luck is going to be the main factor. Robert, which is where him and I are on the same team, he was pushing me on the last lap, but I acquired a little bit of rear end damage in that caution prior. So every time he tried pushing, it just kind of sashayed, and we ended up kind of going three wide, and somehow able to kind of bring it together. I kind of got shuffled back, or him and I did, and just able to catch the draft and make somewhat of the right moves to get back forward.
I got you. It's Mike. Anything to ask David before we give him the floor to thank whoever makes it possible for him to finish on the podium here tonight?
I
Yeah.
don't have any. Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Nope. Go ahead.
Yeah, David, you had a phenomenal run today all around. You know, you kept that nose clean, and you just have been able to navigate the right lanes, the right traffic all race long, and definitely well deserved third place.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I think overall it ran pretty good. I kind of followed the 10. I know he got in a couple unlucky incidents and kind of messed up his race for him, but he led, I think, most of the laps, and I was just kind of tucked to his back bumper. Good first half. We had some good pit stops. Everything went to go pretty smooth. Um, so no complaints. Thankful for how it was ran. And looking forward to the next week. Well, actually tomorrow. The other week tomorrow with you guys, but obviously next Wednesday as well.
Okay, most definitely. Congratulations on a great third place run, David. Anybody like to thank help you pick up a podium here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway?
Yeah, definitely. Just racetraileraccessories.com and then Fleet Doctor, along with the FD50K crew. We're looking forward to you guys and obviously you guys as well. You guys put on a heck of a show and we're thankful to be here.
And as much as we're thankful to be here with the Racers Elite Network, thanks to Andrew Tuft as well and for putting this all together and allowing us to be here. Congratulations on the podium, David, and hopefully maybe we'll see what tomorrow brings. Maybe I'll race with you guys. Maybe we'll see you in the booth. And you never know where you'll find me or Mike.
Awesome. Sounds good, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, David Davis picking up the third place, and Looks like we'll talk to our second place driver. Looks like 36 of Stephen Luttrell. And Mike, have you done with him right now?
Alrighty. Steven, this is Mike and Ron up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
I sure do. How's it going?
Doing pretty good. Steven, what an incredible run for you in that number 36 machine. Especially there near the end of the race. You were a little bit further back in the pack, and just slowly but surely you were able to navigate through the field back to the front. How fast was that number 36 machine? And what were your thoughts on those that final restart as well?
Yeah, we just picked our way up through the front. I started mid-pack and we got that yellow early, so I just decided to get it full of fuel, and I'm gonna hang out in the back and slowly make my way back up to the front towards the end. And well, we got there. But yeah, that last lap was hectic. I know that I was trying to figure out how to time it to get around the 28, and I saw a run coming on the outside, coming out of 4. I thought it was a little too early, but they're coming, so I better get in front of them. I hop up there, and they all wreck behind me, so I had nobody to push me the rest of the way. But yeah, it was a fun race.
Yeah, you definitely made the right moves, and like you said, you moved up and you lost like everybody behind you. At that point, what was your thoughts? And did you think you were gonna solidify that second place tonight?
Now, as soon as everybody left behind me, the first thing I could think of was just side draft as hard as I could. But I saw somebody get on my inside, and then here we go. We're getting 5th or 6th, but somehow we lucked out and got 2nd, so I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. Ron, do you got any questions for him?
Yeah, okay, great run for Steven. Coming from the looks like the 11th position to finish second. Biggest key to bring that Toyota, the only Toyota to finish in the top 10. A great run to get that Toyota up there. What was your biggest key throughout the night to keep that car on the lead lap?
Find somebody to follow. I wanted to make sure that I had at least 2 other guys with me that, I was comfortable around and knew what they were. I could see that they knew what they were doing, so that we could pit together and run together and stay up there. So yeah, you just gotta find the right guys to put the bumper to.
Okay, anybody you'd like to thank for helping you pick up a runner-up finisher tonight at Talladega Super Speedway with the Racers Elite Network?
Well, I've always got to thank my mom, my dad, my wife, my 2 daughters, my grandson Mason, and the U.S. Army 10th Mountain Division.
Thank you. Well, Steven, congratulations on the runner-up finish tonight, buddy, and hopefully we'll catch you again here on the Racers Elite Network.
Thanks a bunch. We'll see you next week.
Alrighty, Steven Luttrell there picking up the second spot. And we'll catch up with our race winner, Barry Nelson, now coming down to victory lane. Congratulations, Barry, on picking up the race win. Man, from all the way back in the 18th position to start this, talk about a drive through traffic and bringing that Haviland Chevrolet all the way to victory lane.
Yeah, it was exciting, with I had a wheel issue on lap 1, caused the very first caution, and thought that was going to be the end of the night, but just stuck with it, and here we are.
And that goes back to say for the viewers out there, listen to what Mike Taylor said about having being able to the attrition and being able to come back.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you got to just don't just get discouraged and keep trying to push forward. And I mean, I got to think Misfits Racing, Truth and all them, they took me on their team this year and kind of taught me a few things, and it seems to be paying off.
So what I hear is maybe the Chicken Coop Racing stables down there is a little wild at this point in time.
I don't know them all. I'm not sure, but yeah, it can get a little crazy.
Okay, most definitely. But man, a great run for you to come from 18th to the win. This year, your first win with the Racers Elite Network?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Well, congratulations. And Mike and I are both glad that we be a part of that.
I appreciate it.
And to be able to have it broadcasted, that's you always go back and watch it. That's very much that much more sentimental and that much better.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. To be able to go back and remember it. I guess first win in this league, and I mean this ain't no easy league. All these guys are good, so to even be up front, is a test.
Yeah, most definitely. And you got the super speedway at Testament now. You have to back that up with some good smaller ovals where things are a little more intricate in the corners, and be able to kind of prove the factor that what they're teaching you and putting it to great lengths and showing them how important what they're helping you improve on really means.
Yeah, because anybody can hold it on the floor for 100 laps, but when you got to get up on the wheel in them short tracks, that's where I hope to really pay off.
Okay, yeah, so there's some great talent here and some great skill and a lot to take away from this league for sure. And
Yes,
and
sir.
great hands for sure. I've turned a couple laps with them, and it's you can be out front, but Talladega is a true test of truth, and get teammates behind you and figure out what you can and can't do on big tracks. But man, the little tracks, when even drafting helps, like even Atlanta or something, being a mile and a half, it's still different.
Yes, it is. I hope to continue the success.
But very much deserved. Mike, any questions for Barry as we roll through this?
Not that I could think of. Just what a phenomenal run out of you tonight. I would deep down, I was rooting for you. So I'm glad to finally see you break through and get that victory here in Racers Elite, and looking forward to the rest of the season.
Well, I do appreciate it. I mean, like you said, it's just it's a tough league to succeed in with all these guys. They're all real good.
Okay, most
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
Mike and I on both on the same page here with this. Very, you leave anybody out and you thank anybody before we step aside for the evening?
I mean, Troy, Troy Thomas, Truth Oak, Jesse Fox, all the Misfit guys. They kind of invited me on and looking after me. I guess you'd say.
Thank you. Congratulations, Barry, on the race win tonight. Hopefully, we'll have many more to come here with the Racers Elite Network, and we look forward to seeing the progress and seeing how the rest of the season treats you.
All right, I appreciate it.
All righty, Barry Nelson picking up your race win here tonight with the Talladega Superspeedway season opener with the Racers Elite Network. Fantastic race here tonight. Did have a little bit of overtime, but great run tonight. Mike, thanks for joining me here in the booth as we're going to close things out here tonight. And I want to thank the viewers for tuning in, and Andrew Tuff for having us aboard.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Every subscription counts. We're getting, just to about that 100 mark before we get, to the final stretch of 1,000 viewers. So make sure you guys hit that button. Thank you guys so much for joining. And thank you for having me up here, Ron. I really appreciate it.
All righty. Well, hopefully, we look forward to doing this again, and we'll catch everybody else on the Racers Elite Network next time. Hardy Sports TV would like to thank all of its supporters. Insurance Centers Incorporated, Genwire Services in Reedsville, West Virginia, Slick Products USA, Jeff Scott and the gang at the Florida Entertainment Group at FEGPC.net, BladeNerd.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds, Jeff Brown at iRacing iFlag, Brayden Dillinger at Throttle Smasher Performance in Dawson, Pennsylvania, Renegade Race Fuels, Premier Racing Setups, TrackCams22.com for asphalt oval and all course style cameras, SimRatMarket.com for dirt oval cameras, Thanks for watching this broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on Hardy Sports TV.